So alright guys, let's go into the fun part. We are going to create our first script. So let's quickly create our first script. So you can, like I said, we can go for new, or you can go for file, then new file, then you select script. So we'll be working with script for now. Then you go for next. So after clicking on next, we need to give it a name. So let's give it a name. Let's give it my script. So I'll give it my script, and I'll click on finish, and you can see this is created. So I don't like it like this. I would like it to be full. I would like to remove this for now. So instead of closing this, I will just double click here, and it will collapse. So I'll just double click here and it will collapse it. So you can see it has collapsed it. So now, what are all of these things? First thing first, you basically do not need to worry about this. So anything that have this forward slash, this double forward slash in front of it is a comment. So I'll clearly explain what a comment is in few minutes. But for now, anything that have a forward slash in front of it is a comment, and you do not need to worry about it. So for now, we can remove this. We can remove this. And for this, also a comment, you can just remove this. It's just trying to give us direction. So we can also remove this as well. You can see we can remove that, and we can also remove this as well, right? So because those things we just remove are comments. So but so that you won't find it confusing, all of those I just remove are the comments, right? So now, remember I said a script can only execute once, right? So now, that is why this particular script, this particular file we just created, which we selected as script, came with this function. So this is a function. We are going to explain what function is in the later sections, but for now, so a function is a particular line of code that do a particular thing, right? So this function, which is, how do I know is this a function? It is because it has these two brackets, this bracket. So these round brackets indicate that it is a function, right? This script comes with this function called onStart. And remember I said a script only executes once. So that means the moment I start or I execute this script, it is going to execute whatever I specify inside this block. So this is a block. This starting of this coily brace and the ending of this coily brace. So this is a block, right? So anything I input here and I save and compile, if I try to execute this my script, it will launch that thing, and it only launch it once because it is a script. It is inside the script. So this onStart function is what makes it possible for me to be able to execute my from whatever I want to execute. So anything I specify inside this onStart function, inside this block, it will execute it once and only once. So let me quickly try that. And one of the things I would like you to see first is what is called an alert. So let me quickly alert. So I will say alert, and so this alert is like another function that help me in popping up a message, right? So if I type alert, capital letter A, another thing you should know is that Meta Code Language 4 is case sensitive. So A, capital letter A, then this is quite different from this. It's quite different from this. They are two different things. And the difference is that this is a capital letter A and this is a small letter a. So one of the things you should know is that MQL4 is case sensitive. So this is quite different from this. So this is the actual function, and I need to specify what I want to allow. So alert, I can say hello traders, right? So I can do this, and you will notice that I have it in a quote. Reason why I have it in a quote, we will explain in the later videos, but for now, just admit that this is how we do it. Also, we need to end our statement with a semicolon. That is why we have it this way. So in the case where you find it hard, maybe you are new to programming, just try to stay with me. We are going to explain more and you understand better as we go deeper. But for now, just accept that you have to say alert, then this, and whatever you want to, whatever message you want, put it in a quote, right? Open the quote and make sure you close the quote. Also specify a semicolon to complete the statement. Then you save, so you can go for file and go for save, and you compile. So after compiling, make sure that you have this your toolbox on, so that you will see if there is an error. So for example, currently there is no error. That is why we have no error and no warning. So going back to my terminal, how do I execute my script? So make sure you have your navigator, and once again, if you do not have your navigator, go for view and select navigator. And under your navigator, go for script. You can see this is my script, and now you can see I have one more thing. Before I used to have this example and period converter, but now I have my script. And the moment I double click on this, or I click and drag this into my chart, it's going to execute this script once, and it will be terminated. So when I double click, you can see it is telling me that hello trader. So if I want to run it again, I have to double click again. You can see, so it will only run once, and you can see it is doing what I asked. So that is that. So another quick function I would like to introduce you to is the comment. So what the comment do is simply, it's almost the same with the alert, but this one is not the one that alerts you of something. It print out something on the left top of your chart. So you can see this is also a capital letter C, quite different from this. So capital letter C, then you can specify whatever you want. Then I'll save and compile. You will notice that it will be written, when I launch my script, it will write this hello trader here, which is the top left. So notice that, okay, you can see now hello trader is written on the top left of my chart, right? So that is comment. I would like to introduce you to another one, which is print. But here, you know what, so that I'll be able to prove to you that this is a different thing, I'll say I am learning MQL4, right? So I'll save and I'll compile. Okay, no error. Then, you know what, I would like to clear this so that you'll be able to see all of this in action. So I'll clear this, right? So now, the moment I launch my script, you will see the what I just typed, which is I am learning MQL4. You can see it is telling me that I am learning MQL4. You can see this the print. So when you say alert, when you use the alert function, it will pop up something. It will alert something on your screen. Also, you will get the log here, right? You will get whatever you alert. You get the log here as well, but it will come as an alert. It will come with a sound and it will pop up. So more like a notification. It will distract you. But if you use comment, which is the one we used in printing this, you realize that it won't alert you, but it will print something out, and that thing it prints will stay. It won't get removed, right? Even if the script has been terminated, it's more like a permanent, printing of something until you script off yourself. So that's that. And when you use the print, it's more like the alert, but it only print out something without distracting you. So that is print. Now we have another one called message box, right? So let me quickly show you what that is. So you know what? Let me start from the beginning. So I can say message, you can say message box, Then also it takes in parameters. It takes in what you want to print. So I can say, I am going to develop a bot. So, or let's ask a question. Let's say, hope you are having fun. Okay, let's say having fun. So let me save and compile. All right. So, okay, let me clean this up. Then I will execute this, and you can see, hope you are having fun. You can see it comes with a small box, and it comes with okay. So the moment I click on OK, everything is fine and nothing is logged here. So you can see it's more like a pop-up box, a message box. Okay, this is the information I want to give you, and I can say OK. So another thing is that, what if you've written something, you've typed something, and you no longer need it, but you feel like, okay, you probably will need it in the future. So that is commenting. So you can comment out a line of code or maybe a block of code by adding / in front of each of them. So when you do this, you are telling the compiler that please ignore this particular line of code. So if I save and compile, right, and I try to launch this again, you realize that no message will be displayed. Now I'm trying to double click. You can see I'm trying to do whatever I can do, and no message is displayed. And that's simply because I already comment out this. I already tell you that please do not ignore this particular line of code. If I have another one, maybe alert, please run me. Let's say please run me, and I save and compile. This will still not be executed, and that is because it is a comment. I'm telling the compiler that please ignore this line. I can also write anything I like. I can write gibberish, I can write Russia, I can write whatever. It will also not be executed. So let me double click in. You can see it is not executed until I decide to remove the comments. You can see the moment I remove the comment, I save and compile, Then let's go back. You can see it is now running. Please run me. So that is that. So now you know alert. Now you know how to use the alert function, how to use the comment function, the print function, the message box function, and how to comment out things. So in the case where you are no longer interested in a particular line of code and you do not want to delete it, you can just comment it out by adding / two / in front of the line of code, and automatically the compiler is going to ignore this. So what is a compiler? Generally, a computer understands just one thing: 0 and 1. And we human beings, we need to communicate with the computer. So we need to formulate a way to talk to the computer. So is it that we learn 0 and 1 and communicate with the computer through 0 and 1, or we use an intermediary? For example, you want to talk to a Chinese man as a US person, and the Chinese man does not understand English, and you as a US person, you only understand English. So you can get somebody, an interpreter, that will convert your English to Chinese or Chinese to English if the Chinese man is the one speaking first. Then, during the interpretation part or during the communication part, the interpreter can act as a compiler or can act as an interpreter. And this is the difference. To act as an interpreter, the interpreter needs to, or the person needs to convert each line, each thing any of you is saying. If you are the one talking first, each thing you say, each statement you make, the interpreter or the person that is doing the conversion, the language conversion, will need to interpret everything you say. Each time you say it, like immediately you say it, immediately you finish your statement, he or she will give the Chinese person that, please, this is what he's saying. He said, how much do you want to pay? Then the interpreter will relay the message in Chinese. How much do you want to pay? And the Chinese man will say, okay, I want to pay $50. And it takes it back to you, which is a US citizen or who understand only English, and so on. But another way the translator can operate is that the translator can take in all of your message and convert everything to Chinese for the Chinese man. For example, if you're like, I want to sell at $50 and this is my terms, this is my term, this is my term, you state everything. And the translator decides to convert everything you say, not statement by statement, but everything you state, everything, maybe in form of a letter or something. The translator pick it up and convert everything in Chinese, and that is that. Just to relay your instruction, right? So that is two ways. You can take in everything line by line, or take in everything, the whole message or the whole instruction. So a compiler takes in the whole instruction, while an interpreter takes in the instruction line by line. An example of a programming language that uses an interpreter is Python, while an example of a language that uses a compiler is MQL5, MQL4, Java, C++, and so on. So they take in all the instruction and convert it or translate it into the language that you want to convert it to. For example, binary in our case. So that is why we are using a compiler. So each time you have a change in your script, make sure you save and you convert. Then if there is an error, the error will occur here. And if there is no error, you will get nothing. You will get 0 error, 0 warning, and your program will be available to be executed here. Right? That is our brief introduction to MetaQuit language 4. I'll see you on the next lecture.